out now. They're coming out now, and I want to see what tyre it is. As Christian Horner talking about having all those medium tyres, they're not going to use it. It's the hard tyres. They have to react, because if Charles is going to the end, then they need to give themselves the option of going to the end as well with the hard tyre. And here he comes in with a medium tyre. They need this to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be good. And it is good so far, and there's your way. Super work by Red Bull Racing there, as usual.
2.4 seconds. The Red Bull was stationary for. It's a pretty clear track at the moment as Max Verstappen makes his way out of the pit lane, and the first car that you see is his teammate Sergio Perez, but Verstappen will come out ahead of Sergio Perez. Carlos Sainz has gone on through. He of course has to stop again. Verstappen clear of his teammate, and he can get back into the race.
Karun just pointing out to me that Leclerc's just done a fastest middle sector of anybody for the race, so it takes a couple of laps for these hard compound tyres to fire up. Lewis too struggled to get them up to speed initially, but going nicely now in the 1:33s, unless of course they want to make sure they don't damage them as well. You start pushing them across the racetrack, you tear the surface of the tyre, and marbles, well, it literally just rips the surface of the tyre apart, doesn't it?
Valtteri Bottas has pitted as well. That's why he's now running down in 6th, with George Russell ahead of him in 5th. And there's the pit stops we've had so far. So Sainz, Perez, Russell, Ricciardo and Ocon, Stroll and Vettel and Latifi still yet to stop.
Sainz leads the Grand Prix, of course, now,
yes,
having not stopped.
And if he is still leading at the end of the race, he'll become the first Spanish driver not named Fernando Alonso to win a Grand Prix. But I don't think he's going to be leading for long, because out come the Ferrari pit crew. And we've seen Leclerc come in, and now we see Carlos Sainz coming in right by our commentary boxes on the pit lane entry. So what he needs is a nice straightforward stop, getting back in the race, somewhere around Sergio Perez.
Perez, I think I saw a Red Bull just come past as well. Perez is in 2.
There he is. Hard tyres going on for the top 4. But look at that, 5.4 seconds. Sainz's stationary time. I said what he wanted was a nice, easy, straightforward stop. That's not the case. Perez has come in. It'll be a lot closer to Carlos Sainz by the time they come back out again.
Yeah, well, that engine problem cost him there, didn't it? Cost him a chance of nicking 3rd place off Carlos Sainz, but that looks like it's going to be a close race to the end.
What was the issue with Carlos Sainz? It's the wheel nut again, isn't it? Front right.
Yeah.
The temperatures are absolutely right for a few issues involving wheel guns, wheel nuts, and wheels not coming off in the speed that they should. We have seen this on many occasions in these sort of hot, humid conditions, oppressive conditions on this Sunday afternoon here in South Florida, where Charles Leclerc now 7.5 seconds behind the race leader, this man, Max Verstappen, and he's making those white striped hard tyres come alive in the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, very fast first sector, but Max getting extremely close to the wall there, coming out of turn 16, but close doesn't matter, does it, as long as you're not in it, so that's fine.
Max Verstappen 7.5 seconds clear then of Charles Leclerc after the stops. He was 4.6 seconds clear of Leclerc before the stops. Let's give it a couple of laps whilst Verstappen's tyres warm up a little bit, see how much Leclerc can close that gap. Ted, down to you.
It's got to, unfortunately for Lando Norris, Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen, they believe their race is being ruined by the recovering Aston Martins of Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel. Do you remember Magnussen and Mick and Norris pitted quite a while ago, didn't they? Potentially on a 2-stopper, but we'll see. But they're in a DRS train. They just can't get past Stroll and Vettel, who are going long after their problems earlier on in the race. And Magnussen's race in particular, and Lando's, and Mick's for that matter, are just being ruined by not being able to get past the Astons.
Yeah, 2 seconds less time in the pits for Lando Norris, Martin. He'd have been well clear of that particular scrap. He was fed out right in the middle of it and quickly became detached at the end of it.
Yeah, without doubt.
Lewis Hamilton saying the tyres already overheating. Christian Horner's with us on the Red Bull pit wall this weekend. Tyres overheating for Lewis Hamilton. You think the hard tyres that you're running